Okay. This is working. Okay, Chaim Malevsky here, Chabad of the West Side. And it's evening. We're just finishing Rosh Chodesh. Still a beautiful day, so I'm just going to stop here in the light for a moment because it gets darker out there. But I just wanted to say hello, and today was Rosh Chodesh of the month of Cheshvan. We finished the holiday month, and now we're moving into darkness, and I'll start with my thoughts. This week's Torah portion is Noach, and although you won't see me that well, it'll be blurry, but hopefully you can hear me well. And there's an incredible talk that I didn't want to miss now because tomorrow it's going to rain, so I won't have an opportunity to run in the park, and I want to do, as we say, chap arayin, get a thought in before it rains and all that, so we can have it ready for Shabbos. So here's the story. Noach. The Torah describes the flood and says that Noach was 600 years old when the deep fountains of below opened up and the windows of the heaven opened. The deep fountains of below burst forth and the windows of the heaven opened up. That's what it says in the Torah regarding the flood of Noach, the Mabul. Now, the Zohar says something fascinating about this, and the Lubavitcher Rebbe started out in a talk that was Purim of 1963. The Rebbe spoke about a Zohar, and this is more or less what he said. He said that today people are very impressed and enthusiastic about the great advances in modern technology and in the wisdom abound in the world. And the Rebbe said that it's old news. The Zohar prophesied about this thousands of years ago on the commentary on the flood, on the 600th year of Noach's life. The deep fountains, the fountains of the deep burst forth and the gates of heaven opened up. The Zohar says something fascinating. It says that in the 600th year of the 6th millennium, according to the Jewish calendar, which turns out to be in the year 5600 and corresponds to the secular calendar as 1840. This is what the Zohar wrote thousands of years ago, that in the secular year 1840, even before the count began, it said that it predicted that the gates of heaven and earth will open up and burst forth and explode with wisdom, with unprecedented wisdom. And the Rebbe explains, fascinatingly, that it talks about two kinds of wisdom. There's the wisdom from above, that the heavens open up, that is spiritual wisdom, mystical wisdom, as we correlate to the Hasidic movement, starting with the Baal Shem Tov, who revealed great secrets of the Torah, which are keeping us going today. And also the fountains of the deep burst forth from below, says the Rebbe. That is referring to wisdom, just regular, natural, secular, worldly wisdom, that they'll both burst forth at the same time. And that's what happened, fascinatingly. So the Rebbe said, don't be so impressed with what's happening. It's been predicted, and it was long coming. And the Rebbe goes on to say that the Zohar continues over there, saying that the other two more things, that at this time, the young children the youth will have access to all this great knowledge, and they will know what it took others a whole lifetime to know and to study. But the young children will already know this in their youth, all the great wisdom that would take others' lifetime to study. And also, the Zohar says that all this wisdom will lead to the conclusion of V'haitel Hashem Hamlucha, that Hashem Echad U'Shmo Echad, that God is one, that there is only one God, and there's the concept of the unity of God, Achdut Hashem. So this, too, is a fascinating idea. So the Rebbe says that, first of all, obviously today, the young people today have a lot of access to all kinds of wisdom at their fingertips. I'll bet our children today know more about a lot of things than our grandparents did, etc. And also, the Rebbe says that science itself is coming to these conclusions. That the Rebbe says that some people are concerned about seeming contradictions between science and the Torah. The Rebbe says, nothing to worry about. It's only those who really don't understand the science of things that have those contradictions. The real scientists, or real true science, doesn't negate the Torah. It only supports it. It's the scientists who have some learning to do, and when they get there, they'll get there. But it's the true science that brings us closer to the truths of the Torah. And the Rebbe cited one example that in the past, pretty much everybody saw the world around them, and science is a study of what is. So they saw millions and billions and trillions of things, all separate things. And slowly but surely, they are now leading to the conclusions that there are really just a few core elements, and they're not so many millions and billions of things, but everything is really just a few elements formed in different ways. So the Rebbe says that here too, we're nearing the concept of Achdut Hashem, of the unity of God, in which slowly but surely science will come to prove and to realize that there is only one being, one entity, and that is God, and within God is everything. So now the Rebbe posed the challenge and said, with all this technology, and remember the Rebbe was talking over here in 1963, I was saying with all this technology and abilities that we have, our challenge is now to utilize it to its max and to employ the technology and the advances in science to the best possible way to guide, to help us in our service of God. And here, the Rebbe says, almost lamented, said is where our world sadly has fallen short, because of the revelations of the sciences, people left the old-fashioned paganistic beliefs of their grandparents and great-grandparents, which is great. But then what happened? They're left stuck in limbo because they haven't yet found the Torah. And the Rebbe says a beautiful thing over here. The Rebbe says that although it's great that everybody left the old-fashioned beliefs, however, we still have to go somewhere. We have to replace it with the true belief system, which is the Torah. And the Rebbe says that there's a pasuk in the Torah that says, Hoi kol tzameh l'chul hamayim. Whoever is thirsty, go to the water. And the Rebbe asks, what? If you're thirsty, don't you know that you have to go to the water? It's a natural instinct. You will go to the water. But the Rebbe says this is really a spiritual thirst that it's talking about. And it's saying that people in the world are thirsty, and they want, it's their soul that is thirsting for the Torah. It says, Ein mayim ela Torah. There's no real water but the Torah. The Torah is compared to water. And so the people are thirsting for Torah, but they don't know that they're thirsting for Torah. They're just thirsting, so they keep on getting distracted and looking for satisfaction and fulfillment in all different places. And this is what our challenge is, says the Rebbe. Our Rebbe says that our challenge is for those people who are already at the Torah, involved in the Torah, already at the fountain, so to speak. We should be dispensing the water to the others and helping those who are less knowledgeable in the Torah become more knowledgeable, as we already are, and therefore gifting them with true quenching of the thirst that they're thirsting for. The Rebbe says a Jew is always thirsty for the Torah and for the mitzvahs down to the smallest ritual. The Rebbe says it's not just like lofty concepts that we're thirsting for, some high level spirituality. A Jew by nature wants to fulfill the smallest mitzvah, every tiny ritual. Our soul thirsts to do it. And so we're seeking, the souls are seeking water. Our job is to help them. And the Rebbe said it's like a story of a child, a baby who falls out of his crib and he's crying and he's in limbo and he's waiting for somebody else to pick him up and bring him back into his crib. So too this generation, we've left the old-fashioned, outdated beliefs, but now we need to replace them with the true beliefs of the Torah. And the Rebbe said, don't worry if you're in the position of leadership, said the Rebbe, in the Jewish leadership, you don't have to know what the best sellers are. He says a book will come out and it's going to be a bestseller, and guess what? You think you have to know what that bestseller book is and all the values and disadvantages of that. You don't. All you need to do is bring the people back to the Torah. Don't worry about your speeches. Don't worry about the knowledge of your books, of the upcoming books. Don't worry about the politics, about what Washington is meant to do with Russia. The Rebbe delineated all of these ideas. He says, you just go ahead and bring the people back to Elokechem Yashanhu. He says, our God is the oldest thing around, and our Torah, though old and ancient, is our life, and it's eternal. Kihem Chayinu, this is our life, and it will always be so. God bless you. I hope you understood. It was clear. Shabbat Shalom.